Chair now recognizes Mr. Scalise for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for yielding and for holding this hearing. I have some questions for the witnesses, but first, before we talk about why we're here, I think it's important to go back and look how we got here. Americans are furious that gas prices are so high, but they also know that President Biden walked in day one with an agenda to kill American energy. And don't take my word for it. Let's go back to candidate Joe Biden. When Joe Biden was a candidate for president of the United States, he was very clear what he wanted to do to shut down American energy production. As a candidate, and here you see him to the left, ironically, of Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden said, quote, "No more drilling on federal lands, no more drilling, including offshore, no ability for the oil industry to continue to drill, period. Ends." That was Joe Biden as a candidate, said he wanted to kill American energy. And I wish it ended there, but that's just where it got started. He then went on and issued a barrage of mountains of red tape from every one of his federal agencies to make it harder to drill in America. Not in other countries, by the way, just in America. Look at all the agencies that President Biden used to go after American energy producers. The Department of Energy, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, Securities and Exchange Commission, the Department of Agriculture, the Council on Environmental Quality, the Department of State, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Department of Justice, the Department of Interior, all of these federal agencies putting mountains of red tape on every American driller, making it harder to drill in America. Look at a few of them. Of course, we all know Keystone, day one, coming from the State Department. Killed the Keystone pipeline. He's not against all pipelines because he turned around and gave a gift to Vladimir Putin and green-lighted Nord Stream. So he made American energy less secure, but he said it's okay for Russia to produce oil and send it to Europe, making them addicted to Russian oil. Helping fuel, by the way, Putin's war against Ukraine. Putin is getting, before the invasion, was getting over $700 million a day selling his oil to America and to Europe because President Biden issued this assault on American energy. Now, again, go back to what Biden said. He did say that he was going to do it. No more drilling, including offshore. So what happens when you kill American energy through all these Biden red tape policies? The price goes up. Just look at it. Didn't start when Russia invaded Ukraine. The price was going up from day one when Biden took office because he carried out an assault on American energy. So if you want to solve the problem, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. How about you first get rid of this entire assault from every federal agency I just mentioned on producing oil in America. None of these rules and regulations, by the way, apply to Russian oil. None of them apply to Iranian oil. None of them apply to Venezuela. But yet that's who President Biden is begging to produce more oil. Stop begging dictators to produce our energy and turn to America, where, by the way, we do it cleaner than anywhere in the world. You get energy from Russia, they have a much higher carbon footprint. I'd love to see the carbon footprint. Maybe we can have a hearing on that. The carbon footprint of Joe Biden's anti-American energy policy. The good news is there is help on the way. Republicans have filed more than 60 bills, by the way, 60 bills, to reverse this barrage and assault on American energy by President Biden. More than 60 bills. Our ranking member, Kathy McMorris Rodgers, has a bill. There's bills to do all kinds of things to actually allow us to produce our resources, by the way, cleaner than anybody else in the world. That's where we should be going with this. But I've got some questions for our witnesses, and I'll start with Mr. Lawler. My question is, does this whole mountain of red tape by President Obama make it harder for you to produce more energy in America? Yes or no? Mr. Lawler.
Well, in general, regulations that are supportive of the industry are helpful. Regulations that help improve the energy transition are helpful.
So are these supportive of the industry? You've seen them. You know these. You have to comply with them. It's one of the reasons you can't produce. And I talk to people who produce in all parts of the country, and they tell me it's these regulations that are stopping them. Mr. Worth with Chevron. Do these regulations make it harder for you to produce energy in America?
Yes, they do.
Goods.
Yes, they do, Congressman.
Mr. Sheffield.
Yes, they do, sir.
Mr. Moncrief.
Yes, they do.
Ms. Watkins.
Congressman, certainly some regulations are necessary for our business, but as I said before, we've got outstanding permits that would, if approved, would be enable us to bring even more production on.
Let's open up American
Gentleman's
energy.
time
Let's stop the
expired.
assault on American
Chair now
energy
is very pleased
and
to-
lower gas prices. I yield back the balance of my time.